Hey, Dom. How we doing, sir?
I'm doing well, Eric. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm a little dizzy, bouncing, running around the screen like that. It got me a little tired. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely weather your way.
Oh, we have the canoes out. We have the snowshoes out. Um, Craziest. I was in double winter coat, hat, and gloves on parking lot duty yesterday. Today I had the umbrella, and I'm like, I'm not doing the hat, gloves, and umbrella with the winter coat. I just put the umbrella over my shoulders like a hat and broke the wind. That didn't sound good, but
The other wind. I
umbrella,
got you.
yeah, umbrella over my head, kind of use it as a windbreak, and just stuck it out in the cold today. How about you?
Oh, yeah, no, it's changing every day. We've got Noah's been notified with the ark, and then it was like peaks of sun and then sprinkle and rain and like just all across the board. We had, was it last weekend? Not this, just the 2 weekends ago was like, 80, 90-degree
Yeah,
weather. Now you're like sweatshirts are back out. You're kicking the heat on here and there at the house. Like, it's wild. I mean, and with me now, just post surgery, still not back at school. I could only imagine what it's like in the classroom, just with the, barometric pressure changing and all the stuff. The kids they busted out all their shorts, I'm sure, and they're still in shorts and t-shirts, even though they should be in
yeah,
sweatshirts. And I'm sure that's all
yeah.
crazy too.
You have the kids coming off the bus, trying not to shiver, shorts, t-shirt,
Mm-hmm.
walking in the building, coming from their cars. Some teachers
Yep.
that way too. No shorts,
Yeah, I
but they're
mean,
like, yeah, I'm not wearing a winter coat again. I'm like, I don't care. I'm cold.
that's funny. Yeah, I've been on more daddy bus duty in the morning, driving my daughters to school, hanging out in the high school line, dropping them off. So trying to do the nice thing while I had that time. So yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, a lot of wild stuff. We've started May. It's insane that it's May already. I know you've been doing kind of the countdown, and I mean, gosh, even though I'm not at school, I know my friends have reached out a couple times, during what my planning period normally would be, and I'm in a meeting with all sorts of stuff going on. So
Uh-huh.
we got a lot of amazing things happening in Pennsylvania right now, and it's probably time that we kind of kick this off and make it official. What do you think?
I think it is a good time.
Think it's time for?
The PAECT pod.
Let's roll it. All right. Welcome to the PAECT pod. It is the 25th edition of this lovely little corner of the interwebs we like to call the PAECT pod. We're on the first and third Thursday of every month. This
First,
being the
third
first,
Tuesday.
I'm sorry, first Tuesday of every month. I'm still getting used to that.
First, third
And I'll
Tuesday.
blame small text on that one. Yes. And so my name's Eric Verno. I am the vice president of PAECT. And with me, I have.
Dom Salvucci. I'm the Southwest Regional Director of PAECT.
And it is truly our honor to host this twice a month now. Yeah, it's pretty wild stuff. I've been listening to some different podcasts, of course, doing some YouTube videos and watching some different pods online, and, always trying to take different items for us to be able to use and utilize. And I heard an interesting fact, and it said if a podcast or a video cast goes past 8 episodes, it's solid.
Nice.
So I guess we're good.
3 times past.
We're not shutting
if
down.
my math is correct. I am social studies.
Yeah, Western PA math, Yeah, so we're pretty solid, 25 in, and a lot more to go, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, always amazing stuff to talk about.
Yeah, you were talking about, it's May already. My mid-grades are due. And then in a couple of weeks, end of May, I have to have final grades in. So we are, what's that commercial? The insurance commercial, the final countdown.
Oh, yeah, a little journey.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm going to Google that while we're talking.
I just got the song down for you. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's interesting about the podcast, the numbers. And, we talked about the show, said May, the end is in sight.
Yeah.
Europe. That's really for a lot of the educators.
Europe is the group.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, you always want to say journey. My brain went to journey, and I knew I was wrong. But yeah, so the end in sight. So a lot of things to talk about with the pod. I think our tech notes are going to be kind of, how to pull in some of those, what ideas can you pull what things can you use in the classroom that are kind of set for you. So like, but high interest, so we'll kind of hit that with that. But a lot of things going on the PACT front. We got to plug something that's going to be closing here pretty soon. What are we going to be talking about?
Well, merchandise. Can't get this kind of merchandise because I step in the camera, because you have to earn this.
Oh, buddy.
Kind of like this. A little early, but I'm putting the shoe
shots
in.
fired. Shots fired.
But we have the PACT KTI pop-up shop for the spring. So if you're going to ISTE, get your PAECT gear, get your KTI gear.
Yeah, we want to make sure that you are outfitted with the latest and greatest PACT and KTI has to offer. I know looking through here, when we had the pop-up store last time, it was very successful. We had Patty on to talk about the store and everything, and wasn't able to make it tonight. We got the T-shirts, the V-necks. We got the brand new value, the fleece pullover. I'm interested in grabbing one of those. Of course, we got the Badger Sports. All right, I think we both have these. Love the vest. Very able to be utilized with all of your attire. All right, our regular black T-shirt. Let me tell you, this is the number one thing I have to protect in the morning. My daughters try to steal this sweatshirt all the time. Let me tell you, it is comfortable. Then we got a long sleeve. We've got, made famous by the Manning cast Monday night, right? They're always doing the quarter zip and throwing like a, the fake button down shirt on underneath, all that jazz. So got the new blend cadet, got our, I'm not good with white, gets stained right off the bat. It's
spill too much.
That's it. Right. And it looked like one of the board members with our polo shirt. All right. And now nice. So this is a soft shell jacket. So this is definitely new. So this is actually what I was thinking about when we were talking pre-show.
Yeah.
This is definitely the one I'm going to be going with. So take all the weather and different things you got going on, so you can throw it on over top. You got rain coming. There's chilly weather right now. And I'm really excited about these new eras. Another organization I work with had these, but only for the ladies, and had one for my wife, and she loves it. Very comfortable. So I'm excited that the guys got the option for a new era tri-blend hoodie. All right. On the ladies front. All right. These we're bringing back again. These were very popular on our last run. And the new era sweatshirt that I spoke about for the ladies, very highly recommended. Suede cotton. So definitely good item there. We got our jogger hat that goes with your shoe. Now's the time to cue the shoe there. Mr. Race of the Regions. All right. And we got our cap. I'm going to put the cap on, but I don't know. Oh, I have it over here.
The cap is nice.
Oh, yeah.
That goes with, because this is a winter sport. This is over winter, so that cap goes better than the jogger.
Gotcha. So, so got the cap there. Really nice, comfortable. I'll just randomly wear it here down in my office area, and the kids will just come down and be like, "What are you doing, Dad?" So, kid apparel, or I'm sorry, KTI apparel. Geez, can't read. All right, got our jackets. All right, okay, our purple gear, V-necks, T-shirts, long sleeves. Got our vests. I tell you, I was joking with you earlier with the purple sweatshirt. I haven't gone that way because I just don't need to see Grimace walking through the halls of ISTE. You know what I'm saying? All right, we got
but you'll be walking better this time.
I will be. No, without the cane. So I won't have the cane in Philadelphia. So we got our soft shell jacket, our tri-blend hoodie, new era. So I'll be grabbing one of those. I'll be all outfitted with new era, and of course our Badger Sport. Kick it over to the ladies' side. All right, got our jacket, our new era. All right, and of course KTI's got to have the hat and the cap as well, the fleece line beanie cap. All right, now we want to make sure that we are the best dressed ISTE affiliate in Philadelphia this summer. So if you order, I apologize for giving you motion sickness there. Monday, May 8th is when they're going to be closing it down. So the items are at our homes before we officially leave for ISTE this summer. So all PACT and KTI members, please take time to hop on and make those purchases.
Yeah. I bought some more stuff. Got some more purple because I know we always do purple days at events. And I'll make sure I have enough for that. I have my PACT gear. Got some more stuff. Got another hoodie. Got the purple hoodie. We'll chance the Grimace look. I don't know. We'll see. Got to cut another T-shirt because I had some KTI gear, but not enough. I have a lot of PACT stuff. So just expanding a little bit at a time. I don't want too big a package come rolling up to the front door at one time.
Yep. And the other thing too is with the store, we don't make money off of it. We pass those
No.
discounts. So any discounts they offer us, we push it out to the teachers that are buying the stuff. So this is a win-win. Again,
Yeah.
it's just a break even for us. So the company puts up the pop-up store for us. They take care of all the shipping and handling, all that jazz. So we don't make any money off of that store, and we are totally fine with that because we want to pass those savings on to the hardworking educators and student chapter members that are part of PACT.
Yeah. You're part of the membership. We want you to be able to wear the colors, as they say, and, promote PACT.
Yeah. All right. The next thing to chat about, I forgot to pull up the website here. I'm doing that right now.
Yeah, we do have a lot going on. And I know, you have stuff going on. PACT has stuff going on because we have our own regional space at ISTE this summer, which is great. So we talk about that here in a little bit. We have some events coming up before ISTE.
Yep. Well, and I won't worry about pulling up the website because it's being finicky, but through tech. One thing just to make sure we highlight, we do have the Otis partnership. Emails did go out. Now, I don't know about you, Dom, but I had to. Oh, Gina, I tell you, we got to talk to Gina about
Yeah.
we talked about getting her on here in 2 Tuesdays, Gina. Let us know. Check your schedule. Get you on here. Was that the 16th? So,
Yeah.
But emails did kick out for your membership to Otis. Again, you get that as part of the premium membership. So if you are a premium member of PACT, do a quick search in your Gmail. Mine got buried in the Gmail. Didn't go into spam, but I had to look for it. What were we going to say, Rick?
Just search for Otis because PACT sent out an email explaining that it was going to be coming from Otis. The actual login information came from Otis. So if you just do a search for Otis, OTIS, it should pop up. And Gina is a go.
All right. Okay. We'll send her an invite. All right.
So, yeah, the information's there for Otis, and you get in there, log in, and take a look at some of the professional development. It does go for Act 48 credits. Some of it is live, some of it is recorded, some of it is not video based, but you go through and work with it. It is asynchronous, and they do have the synchronous component.
Mm-hmm.
And that is
most
for
definitely.
premium members.
Yep, it's awesome. So definitely want to check that out. All I can report is there are other things in the background that will be revealed soon, hopefully before ISTE. But yeah, you definitely want to jump in there and take care of that. And Act 48 hours, I think you did cover that, Dom, while I was scanning for the website. So yeah, all of that goodness, great stuff going on there.
Yeah, there's and summer's coming up. Just keep your feet, toe in the water or toes in the sand, however you want to phrase it, and get some.
You and Jimmy Buffett. All right,
No,
so hey, the other thing. What's that?
That's our good friend Coy Bowles, his group.
Oh, there we go. That's it. Oh, okay, you're right. Well, they did a thing with Jimmy too.
Yeah,
I did see that. So now I've been listening to that more on with my Spotify. I got my Zach Brown band going, so I've been cranking that out. So another thing is this: we're in talks of doing some different things, but Peter Reynolds had a huge KTI connection from way back when the program first started. Now PACT runs that. But him and his book, The Dot, a lot of people have learned about him through those means, those avenues. And a really cool thing is we just want to highlight that the organization Fable Vision, they're very excited that they started their very own podcast. And so now in order to get access to it, you have to set up an account. So the account for this is free. And it's called the Create Bravely podcast. They have 2 episodes out right now. So let's see if I go back to the course page. So if you go in, so the creativityscircle.org, all right, look it in through there, and you can create a free account, and then you get access. They're using, looks like SoundCloud in the back end with the graphic. So as of right now, I believe you have to be on the website. I was trying to find it. I use Overcast for my podcast. I'm not sure if it appears on Apple or any of the other name brand podcast players, but just through the website, signing up and going in. So the first one, what is creativity? All right, breaks down what they're going to be talking about. All right, Peter talking specifically about what creativity means to him. and getting into optimal places, how to set yourself up for creativity. So that's kind of the gear, how that podcast is going to be geared. So we just wanted to highlight it. I know they were very excited about, breaking ground with that podcast and its release when it was happening a couple of weeks ago. They were definitely very excited. So we just wanted to take the time, we kind of consider Peter Reynolds, Fable Vision, as friends of the podcast, friends of PACT. I just wanted to highlight the good works they're doing. And, for all you creative types, you're looking for some inspiration, and again, we're in May. You're pulling those things in, right? We're trying to pull those things in. I want to get some of that me time, just listening to a podcast. I'm really getting into that. Really been listening to a lot of podcasts lately. So just a cool opportunity for anybody interested there.
Yeah. And that's one of the things, it's the year's winding down. A lot of people are stressed. You have state tests coming up. I know PSSAs are going on now in a lot of districts. We have Keystones coming up in a couple weeks. Grades, frazzle. Grades are due. You have prom season towards the end of the year. I know our school does field trips and stuff. We have kids going down to the theater to see the ballet and such from our district. We have kids going out for Special Olympics. So as we're trying to get everything wrapped up for our classes, and we have state requirements, we have tests, and we have other things going on, taking care of yourself is a big issue, big ticket item. And, you have to do that self-help. I know this past weekend, it was our prom weekend. The weather was bad. I kind of shut down, got into a couple books, finished up some books I wanted to read, and just kind of shut down for a bit because sometimes you have to do that. I had my stuff graded that I needed for work done, and just kind of took it easy. You have to do that every once in a while. And for those of you that when you shut down, you want to come back and kind of rejuvenate, you have that podcast that Eric was talking about. We have coming up, let me pull this up. I got to pull the right one up.
Don't want to jump the gun. Don't want to jump the gun on your tech note.
I don't want to do that. That's not top secret, but we're going to do this.
While you're tap dancing, I know. I
got it.
Still connected. Oh, you got it. You ready? Oh, there you go.
Fred Camp. It is coming up here Saturday, May 20th. If you are in the Southwest region or the Northwest region, this is right off I-79, north of Pittsburgh, Avonworth Primary Centers. You come down 79, take the 279 split towards Pittsburgh, and jump right off of 279 and make a couple turns. You will be at the Avonworth Primary Center. It is free. I reserved a spot. We will have PACT. We'll have a table there. Discover the Fred method, based on Fred Rogers and his science behind the learning. Help every learner thrive in the professional development workshop for educators. It's 3 hours. And there's Roosevelt Road, Pittsburgh, PA. It's, like I said, right off 279. It's from 9 to 12. And there's all kinds of information. There's all types of, we'll have KTI presenters there. Patella's going to be there. And QED. Bunch of PACT members will be presenting. So there's a lot going on at that. And it is a free event coming up here in a couple weeks. So it is something to think about if you are looking to recharge, get some ideas.
Hey, not only was that a great explanation of the whole thing, that's the best we ever looked at one of the shots. I'm saying that was the best we ever looked. So listen, if you're like me, Waze, WAZE is the life-saving app I have on my phone. I've been using it way back when it was beta before Google bought it. Let me tell you, click that link, pull that in. How traffic getting through the Pittsburgh area, I don't know, 270 I don't know what he's talking about. Waze will get you there. So no matter where you're coming from, make sure you follow that. So good stuff. Yeah. So you're gonna have a booth there. PAC will have a booth and presence.
Yeah. Table booth.
Yeah.
But it's nice. Like if you're in Northwest, hit 79, go south. Right. If you're coming from Central PA, Turnpike towards Ohio. Waze. Turnpike towards Ohio, hit 79, go south. It's right off the highway. It's easy to access. It's, and then
We
ways
did
from there.
we just have a friend in common who was traveling south from a northwest area and ended up in Ohio and didn't realize it. So that had me laughing when you brought that up. So they will remain nameless on the pod. All right. So not only are we bringing up some of that information there, but we're also going to kind of take a look at what is happening with PACT. So we're going to look at the PACT.org calendar on the website here. All right. So looking in. All right. So obviously we got our pod going on tonight. We got so board stuff that's on there.
Yes.
But blooming with possibility idea share. All right. So we've got great. Gotta love graphics. So we got a nice May 15th, 7 p.m. Zoom. So open to all, definitely premium members. So I'm not sure about free or premium, but all right, education is blooming with possibilities. Come share your best ideas from this school year. So what a great way to energize and get get maybe some finishing ideas, things of that nature. So 7 to 8:15 p.m. Once you sign up, you will get an email relatively quickly with a Zoom link included. Sometimes they'll send that Zoom link out the day of the event, but definitely an opportunity there. All right, let's see what else do we have. Again, the Fred Camp, what Don was talking about, and the link here to be able to sign up. So that's located there on the site.
Go to
Yes, sir.
PACT.org, click on that link. It'll take you to their site because the sign up is actually on Remake Learning Day's website.
There we go. Love it when a plan comes together. All right, and then finishing out the month. All right, so some stuff going on there. I believe in the glide there was only one thing showing, and I think we've covered that, the blooming with possibilities. So, it's a tough time of year. We try to do what we can as far as giving you some different options and activities to do. But again, you're focusing on class and doing some different things and closing out your books. So, but again, if you have an idea, if you're like, you know what, there were a couple of weeks there wasn't anything going on, I think we should do X, Y, or Z. Reach out to your regional director, right? We got 6 of them in the state. We have our out-of-state coordinator. There's all sorts of things that could be done, whether it's in person, whether it's on Zoom, and then reach out to your regional board, your regional director, and step up to do some be in a leadership role to be able to get some ideas rolling. But I mean, our organization is as great as our members. Our members are awesome. And it's the beehive mentality, right? It's all of us coming together, sharing our ideas. I always like stealing that line from Ed Camp, right? The smartest person in the room is the room. But the smartest person on the board is the board, but you got to be on the board to help improve it. So huge opportunities there. All right. So let's see here. Yeah. I mean, we try to make the first podcast of the month a little bit shorter. Dom and I sharing, doing some different things. So before we jump, what we're going to share, Dom?
You have some opportunities for PACT members who are going to be at ISTE. And I don't know if they've all filled up yet or not, but this would be a good time since we covered May. ISTE's at the end of June. Maybe mention, because if you need space, I know we're going to have the booth, and we're not only having a booth at ISTE, we are having a whole area of space that we have at ISTE. Yeah.
So, my brain just kind of skipped over because of the several meetings I had today with the ISTE in mind. So PACT has a playground space because we are the state affiliate of ISTE. So if you were at ISTE in 2015 or 2019, when you were in I want to say they call it the train area, the train station area, when you're coming in, or you're coming from the hotel that's adjoining the conference center, where the ISTE book displays were, the bookstore, the ISTE bookstore, where that was those past 2 years. That's where our playground's going to be this year. And I believe there'll be some bigger, we'll be on one side and there'll be 2 bigger playgrounds on the other side when you get in there. So during the playground time, we have a lot of different opportunities. So an email did go out. And if for some reason you did not receive an email or you're not sure, you could always email. Let's see. Do you want to add my email on there real quick while I'm talking?
Yeah.
But what we have is several days, and how we have it broken up is in our playground, we're going to have demo stations. We're going to have poster sessions. We're going to have storytelling stage where you can get up and just talk about a program. It's just 10 to 20 minute conversation. And then We'll have like 4 of those. They'll all go at different increments, and then when those are done, we have a presentation stage, which will go for an hour. One person presenting with a 40 some inch. No, I'm sorry. I think it's a 70-inch LG interactive display that they've donated for us to use for that opportunity. And you'll have that opportunity to be able to share. So we still need people who are doing anything with CS in their classroom. All right. So computer science. So we have some demos. We have some poster sessions there. If you're a PAECT member, anything that you're doing in your classroom, anything you'd like to share about, you're a PAECT member, we've got a table for you. So we have some storytelling spots. We have a poster station set up there. STEM and PA, I'm trying to go through here. We have one storytelling stage open for STEM. STEM was a pretty big item. If you are a KTI star, if you were nominated to be a KTI star, even if you didn't go to Summit, but you were a KTI, you become a KTI, you become a star when you attend Summit. We have a day for that. And I guess I'll go back and I'll tell you the days and the times. I apologize. And we do have some demo stations there. So just where we want to highlight KTI stars who are in PACT, who are in state, and we have a few that are out of state. Demo table, poster session, storytelling. Those are, we have some openings there. And we are working with other ISTE affiliates. New York has some time in our space. They're going to be utilizing for there to showcase what NICEGate has going on. Virginia, Visti is what they're called. They're going to be highlighting their organization for a day. And we did get the opportunity to take one of our time slots back. So we are going to be having a time where we're featuring AI in education. So we have a lot of good presentations so far, but we are still in need of 3 demos. We haven't found that big AI in education keynote, so we're still looking for a keynoter there to do a presentation and 2 poster sessions. So, so again, I apologize, I did not share. So on Sunday, first day of ISTE, from 1 to 3 p.m. is our CS and PA, and we'll have like a Google slide advertisement that we'll be sending out to the organization. So you'll see those and you'll see exactly who's presenting and what they're presenting on, so you can know ahead of time. Now, I didn't mention this because we're not filling this space this time, but from 9 to 11 a.m. on Monday, Remake Learning is going to be featuring a lot of people that are working with the Remake Learning program. On Monday in the afternoon, 12 to 2 p.m. is when we're going to be featuring PACT. And I believe the 3 to 5 slot is New York that day. Tuesday in the morning, the 9 to 11, I believe, is going to be when Virginia is doing theirs. And from 10 to noon, we're doing STEM and PA on Tuesday. Tuesday, 12:45 to 2:45. PBS has a whole they filled out a whole section of programs and activities they're going to be doing. So PBS will be featured. On Wednesday, from 9 to 11 a.m., we have KTI, and that's where we're going to be featuring our KTI stars. And Wednesday from noon till 2 p.m., that's where we're going to be focusing on AI in education. So we want to make sure that we're sharing the latest and greatest out there. We've done all sorts of tech notes on it, and we've talked about AI. This is a time for you to share, again, a demo, just having some things there for people to kind of get their hands on, going through. Now, the one real cool thing that ISTE is offering is if Dom and I are presenting at ISTE, we're presenting the from creation to curation, doing podcasts in your classroom. And we get a presenter registration. So it's not like Pete and C. Pete and C, it's, you're free. You get a good chunk knocked off the regular price. But you're also going to get that feature as well as if you're presenting in a playground. And the other thing is, if you didn't get a presentation in, maybe you're a little nervous to put a presentation in. This is the first time Dom and I will be presenting together at ISTE. I've done a lot of playground work, a lot of Minecraft work at ISTE in the past. Last year I got thrown in last minute at New Orleans. Literally somebody was going up an escalator and said, "Hey, I need a Canva activity." So I did a Canva session to 100 people on the fly, had 3 hours to prepare. That's always fun. But that was really cool. So, but if you haven't had that opportunity to do any of that yet, getting into the playground, resume builder, I presented at ISTE. You're there. So great opportunity for a lot of our members. We really want to showcase the awesome things that PA educators are doing.
Yeah, you guys are rock stars, and like to show what you are doing and share those ideas out because they benefit everybody.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. So I do know the playground. If you go to the ISTE website, you'll see that the playground is shown there, and it'll show like all the different presenters that are listed. But again, we'll get the more information out. And I appreciate you putting that on there, Dom. So eric.verno, eric.verno at paect.org. So eric.verno at paect.org. Just shoot me an email, put, ISTE playground if you're available for any of those times, or this went by, you didn't catch the times or whatever, you want that, shoot me an email and I will work on responding as soon as possible. All right, good stuff.
Always have a lot of information.
Yeah, I apologize. I feel I'm talking too much.
Well, that's okay. I was distracted. I'm in the office above ground instead of in the basement. Yeah. And we have last episode, you saw Charlie on the episode.
Yeah.
There was a rather large bodied bird on the railing right out by the front door. And I'm like, please don't let that be one of the hawks that live in the neighborhood. And here was just a rather large dove. But I was impressed because it was rather big. I'm like, oh, I may have to like jump off here and run, tell the family, don't let the dog out yet. We go out with her because we have some hawks that live, a street over, literally. And they circle around and I get all nervous because the dog's 8 pounds. I'm used to German Shepherds. And, a little dog, not good with the size hawks we have shooting around the sky around here. Although,
yeah, you don't want to mess with that.
No. I was surprised the birds were out with the rain and everything going on around here.
See, now next time that we're going to have the bird watching segment, we'll make sure to play some music. All right, and now it's time.
That's almost like Marvin
Salvucci's bird watching.
Who's the singer that's getting tagged? They said he lifted Marvin Gaye's songs.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of
that's on Canva.
Or somebody?
That's on Canva. I'm sorry, that's on StreamYard. That's StreamYard's music. So they should have vetted that. That's not our responsibility. Oh, good stuff. But yes, next time we'll make sure that we cue the music when we're gonna that'll
bird watching
the new segment. PA. And there we go. The new segment will be what's happening outside Dom's window.
Something shiny. I'm distracted. I'm sorry.
Oh man, I know. Oh, okay. ADD. It's too early. We're not allowed to get punchy this early.
I know.
If Linda was here, she'd be shaking her head at us.
It's not 4:00. It's not 4:00.
She'd be so disappointed. All right. Well, we're going to kick into tech notes. I believe we're ready for that. What do you think?
I think so. Let it roll.
All right. Let's roll it. All right, I believe you're the lead batter again for our tech notes.
All right. Is it because of the golden shoe?
Sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Whatever.
I like it. I like it. So we've talked about Twitter chats before. We've talked about the KTI chat. I believe I've mentioned this in passing. Sat chat. Now, it's been a while since I've been on because family duties on Saturdays, and I also do some stuff for school. I get my own podcast out for my classes. I try and do that early Saturday morning, so I miss this a lot. But Sat Chat is a weekly Twitter discussion. It is run by several educators. Started out real small. Now you have people all around the world. They push out from 8 to 8:30. It's only a half hour of your time. Unfortunately, that's whenever I'm getting ready to go out to the family activities and such. But they post the questions out ahead of time, so you ponder, think what's going on, to answer the questions, and it's sharing of ideas around the United States and actually the globe. It has the co-founders Brad Curry, Scott Rocco, Billy Krakauer. They co-moderate a 30-minute conversation. There's a lot of good ideas. I found this a long time ago, and I want to say it's probably back in the beginning is whenever I started checking in on this. And end of the school year is coming up. I believe this is from last week, school safety measures. They have the archives posted. They ask 3 to 5 questions. and people share ideas. And there's more. You can click on the site. It's evolvingeducators.com. Sat chat. They have the topics. Go on Twitter, search the hashtag sat chat. There's a bunch of them. Be careful. Don't pull it up in front of students because I don't know if they're all work appropriate. But this one is. But there's, under the hashtags, there's all kinds of stuff going on. So you got to be careful with that. But a lot of good ideas. A lot of people sharing ideas. Found a lot of Twitter followers and grew my PLN tremendously by participating in this. And it's up there as one of the best, with our KTI chat and some of the other Twitter chats that go on. This is a great one for educators. And you have the archives. Click through this. And it's by date, but you can see there's all kinds of different, and I'm running a little bit slow. Let's see what they did back in February. Clarity, intentional learning around complex thinking. They'll have guest moderators. You can scroll through and they have the links to the questions. They usually, like I said, they usually put them out early.
No, I'm not scrolling, but I don't know if that's just on my end or if that is.
It's not scrolling, or
end. I'm not seeing it on.
Okay, it's not. It hung up on me. Okay. But what I did was, let me come back here.
Now I'm seeing the drop downs when you hovered over them.
Yeah, I clicked on the Sat Chat archives, and that took me into everything. Every once in a while, this freezes up on me. I do not know why.
Gotcha.
But go into the archives. They have all different kinds of topics, and they have guest moderators. They have the regular moderators, but it's a great collection of ideas. And from there, you can, end of the year's coming up. I sit there. I'll check it out. Sometimes if I can't get to it, then I'll come in later and scroll through the archives and see what people are talking about, get ideas. I know it's the end of the year. I'm getting emails from different websites I belong to, different tools I use in the classroom. Everyone's sending out information. Hey, have you thought of this? Edpuzzle has things going on, quizzes, and all these other, here's games you can play with your kids for the end of the year. Here's learning for this topic or that topic, or, this with history, Women's History Month, Black History Month, all these things popping up. But this is a great way. It's other educators. You can follow them, continue the conversation. And, if how can I phrase this? Sometimes if you're just getting emails from a vendor, I'm not knocking that because I do read those emails. It's hard to get a further discussion because it's a static email and they may be getting slammed with hundreds, if not thousands or more emails. This with a Twitter conversation, you can ask questions, follow-up questions, and people keep the conversation going. I've had side conversations. I've had, email people like, here's my email, please send suggestions, share ideas, and had side conversations and gone deeper. So I like this concept, and it's a half hour long. It goes a little bit longer as you scroll through all the comments and such, but they try and keep it tight and roll through everything with the questions and the feedback from the participants. It's a great conversation. Like I said, it's up there with KTI chat.
Yeah. Hey, so we were talking about ISTE, and I think I've shared this on the pod before, but one of my favorite first time ever at ISTE stories I have, I don't know if you remember this, but we were getting on it by all right, former president Brandon Lutz, Nicole Hill, former president, and this was back when like Nicole, Brooke Malartrick, and myself were like brand new on the board, weapon behind our ears, 2015, and I'm following things online since 2007, seeing different things that are going on, and I happened to start. Twitter was kind of, I don't even know when it first started, but that was starting to become bigger and bigger in education, and so I don't know if you've ever heard of this guy, but have you heard of a gentleman called, let me put this up on the screen, Cybrary Man?
Yes.
All right. So cybraryman.com, you can go in here, whether you're a parent, student, or educator, and you can look at all sorts of stuff. And then you can even find what chats are happening all across the globe. All right. So a lot of different things going on here. So you can check out. So I didn't even jump on here ahead of time. So he's got his Twitter handle. Let's see, chat schedule. Click here. Oh, 404 error. Well, maybe he's got to update it. So anyway,
Yeah.
so go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I've been following him for years.
Yeah.
Great
So,
resource.
and I would say one of the first capes I've ever seen at ISTE was him wearing it. And he was walking and we just, I don't know if we were getting in an elevator and he was coming out and I was like, oh, you're Cybrain Man. And nobody else I was with knew what I was talking about. They're like, oh my gosh. And he's like, yeah. I go, can we get a selfie? So I'll have to dig it up. I do have the selfie and did a selfie. I was so fired up, posted that out there on Twitter. But yeah, there's your geek story about chats that when they happen. I'm sure you mentioned KTI chat. I was digging up the website when you were talking. A lot of good stuff with the chats. So definitely love catching the chats when they're offered. So that is Dom's Tech Note. All right, so let's kick it over. All right, so let me go ahead and switch over to my actual Tech Note share.
And as you're doing that, I want to mention we have been getting better at putting all the links we talk about into a Wakelet and embedding it into the YouTube video. Not in the video itself, but in the description of the video. We're putting the links in there. So not only can you listen and see what we're talking about, but you could access them on your own, go explore on your own. So it's just another benefit we're trying to give you.
And by we are getting better, it's Verno's not helping and Dom is doing all the work with that. So yes, thank you, Dom.
You're welcome.
So
hey, you're doing the graphics. So
yeah, working on that, working on having fun, making cartoonizing ourselves. So anyway, all the bad ones we sent each other will not see air, except my daughters get to see them. That's about it. So looking at, you're in the final stretch. May's hitting, attention spans are shorter. I know my team, my school, we've gone through in our 4, 5, 6 building, ELA PSSAs have been completed other than makeups. Math just fired off. Today was their second day. They're done now. 4th grade science is, that'll get kicked off. I think next week they'll be doing that. And then that runs our building. Everybody does different time frames. Okay. So they'll be done with that. You got field trips coming up. You've got concerts happening. We've got a STEAM day. So getting ready for that. 4th grade has a day of science, all that stuff goes on. So you're working in the classroom, trying to keep kids' attention. What are some things you can do? So most people have, depending on their licensing. All right. So I think it's A3 would be the Microsoft licensing that most schools in Pennsylvania do have. With that licensing, students have a Microsoft account. They have a EDU account. They have access to Minecraft EDU. So I just wanted to briefly talk about Minecraft. I love talking about Minecraft. All right. So what's great about this is, one, high interest. All right. This just happens to be the last picture. It's always a big battle. And I've written a couple emails to Microsoft because there are not enough beards in their skins. We need better beards. All I could ever be was a wizard, and the kids got sick of me being a wizard. So when you first log into Minecraft again, and the kids have those, they can actually do this on Xbox, PlayStation, on the computer, wherever they have access to Minecraft EDU, using that school account. If you have that A3, I believe, or higher licensing, they have access to it. So when you log in, so you as the teacher, you just want to take a look and always check new and featured. All right. These are a lot of the different little mini worlds that are created. And so when I click on a world, I can read more about, it's also, there was a build challenge. There's some PDFs, some cards you can get access to. You can email me if you'd like to have those. I can send those out to you. I use those a lot when I'm training to educators on using this in the classroom. It gives you the description, your objectives, any extension activities. So then from here, all right. So if I just want to, I have this open and I want to create the world on my computer, I click create world. All right. Check out the lesson plan. It'll go to and I will pull that in a second. I'll do that later. It pulls up the website, education.minecraft.net, and I'll show that at the end. But what I love is this power right here, assign or share. Now, the cool thing is, again, that the new Microsoft, okay, obviously Microsoft Teams is located. if I want to email it out, or if I want to push it to Google Classroom. Now, we have Microsoft, we are a Google district. So I can kick that to Google Classroom. When the students come in, they click it. They're all going in through Google Classroom to click in the assignment. They're all opening the world that I want them to go to, as opposed to sending them to do a search and then squirrel, that one looks better, that looks better, or, oh, I want to do a rocket when you wanted them doing the empathy train. So this is a way for you to look and see what are the new worlds that have been created, what's coming out that's new. All right. So that's just area number one. And this is a really cool one, the escape hour of code. That's a really cool one to do. So the other thing you can do is when you go and you click on play, any worlds that you've created are here. But if you go to view library, now you can break it down by subject: science, math, computer science, social and emotional, history, equity, art, design, digital, citizenship, literacy and language, climate sustainability, and esports. All right. And then when I click in, so let's see, I'll go into math. Now I can go based on grade level. All right. All right. They just 3, 4, 5, and then they have some higher levels. So we'll say additional lessons. All right. And area and volume. I always love doing this one with the kids when I'm getting ready for testing. They can pop in, do work in the world. All right. So anything you have here. So tip number one. So you push this out. Again, when I click here, it looks exactly the same as it did before. I can just create the world if I'm going there on my own. If I want to look at the lesson plan, I'll show you the website in a second. Or if I want to assign or share, that pushes out. What I love to do is I will assign or share in Google Classroom. I will, in the note, in the description of the activity, I will put that when the students are done finding the area of the blocks on stage 1, we'll call that, this picture's, it's almost like a dance floor area, and they have all these blocks, and the kids have to figure out area, the length times width. Then there's boards that they can go and type their answers in. I have them do screenshots of each one they've completed. And then I have them attach those screenshots in Google Classroom. So in essence, that's their artifact. That's what I'm checking. That's what I'm grading. Maybe you're having them build something, fly in the air, take an aerial picture. These have specific boards. So they would take a picture of each of the board. When they screenshot it, it goes onto their hard drive. They would just insert those images into the lesson. Now you've checked it. If you want them, maybe you also have a Google slide that you're going to push out to each of the kids. And that's where you want them to put their information. If you're on the Microsoft side, you're using OneNote, you're using Teams, but a way for them to kind of pull that in makes it nice and easy, right? You know, they're all going to the proper website. You just have them go through it. And again, I could say, all right, well, it says you're going to be doing volume. I want you giving me a demonstration of volume. You're interpreting numerical expressions, okay? Or understanding volume could be measured, finding the total number, and you read more. So you can even pull what you want them to show from your objectives, or pull it from the assessments, or if this one doesn't have extensions, if it had extensions. All right. So just a great way to kind of, you're kind of beefing up the excitement in the classroom. It's a kind of make and take. You kind of have it there. You just push it out. Boom. The kids are working. And now you're just working on getting your steps in, kind of bouncing around. Or you know what, every so often, popping in. Now, if you've done this before and you have a world open, all right, just a world that you've created that the kids can go in, you can then actually put it up and have them join your world and have all the kids doing the activity together. But that's a whole other lesson. Not on that right now. But what I'm going to do is let me quickly jump over and let me pull up the website that it was showing us. All right, let's see. All right, so live action. All right, I needed to separate the screen so I could show it in a better way. Here we go. All right, so when I clicked on that link for empathy train, it kicked me out to the education.minecraft.net website. Oh, actually, that part's being cut off, isn't it? Interesting. All right, well, I will go ahead and put this in quickly as a banner. All right, so, all right, the website is education.minecraft.net. All right, when you go in, so we're taking a look over here. We've got our social emotional health. We can scroll down. Again, if I want to share or something, I could do it from the website. I could download the challenge, or I could print out this information on this page. So now if I'm taking it from this side, this kind of jumps into a second version of the tech notes. But in this website, when you sign in, you actually can take a look at different lesson plans that are vetted by Minecraft mentors. And they've put them in here with lesson plans and different information that you're able to use. So still has the same subject kits, things of that nature. But now you're using a website. You're not actually in the game doing anything with these. You're not doing the worlds in the game. You're actually just checking the website out, pulling up the information and kicking it out. So just a second part there is the education.minecraft.net, a website that you can go to actually look ahead of time. And all of the worlds that are on the website, the lesson plans are all pushing you to a world that is found in the game, but it's whether you're more comfortable in the game or whether you're more comfortable on the web.
And you said most districts have access to this.
If they have that proper licensing, yes.
The licensing. So check with your tech directors, hammer them with emails. Don't get upset with me, tech directors, but this is what to do. Check with your tech directors, check with people in your school, see if you have that licensing, because it's a great activity. And they're prepackaged, so you don't have to, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, I guess is what I want to say. That's an area I'm lacking. I really have to work on, is being able to incorporate stuff like that into my my class.
Yep. Yeah, once you start rolling with it, it's pretty cool. Now I do have to highlight. Deb pointed out, nice mug. I have the losing mug I have the green mug, not the winning mug tonight for my coffee to keep me up here. But yes, I'm a big fan of my Pete and C mug.
Before we wrap up, I do want to add, they've changed. We were on Anchor FM. Spotify bought Anchor FM and changed the entire setup. So the PACT pod, you can listen on Spotify. I'm not saying support this podcast, but if you want to send voice messages, you can listen on Spotify. We lost our record count of listeners because when it went from Anchor FM to Spotify, things changed. So if you listen on the audio cast, please check us out. Please check out our website on Spotify. Let me pull that back up. It is podcastersspotify.com. Pod Show PACT Podcast. So check us out, and you see some of the places we are available: Google Podcast, Pocket Podcast, Radio Public, Spotify, RSS feeds. But check us out there, because that getting listeners through there instead of YouTube. YouTube helps us out too, but the audio side, it'll help out PACT, because it'll build the brand, and it will get more benefits through Spotify, because they did change things from when it was Anchor.fm. So appreciate if you take a look at that.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, I put the link there just to podcaster.spotify.com. And I do know when I go in, again, I use Overcast, just a third party, separate podcast player. And I just did a search for the PACT pod, pulled it right down. I know Apple, you're able to do it easily on the Google side, just doing a search for it. So yeah, definitely. And then even when you were showing that page, it did have the list at the bottom available on, and it has those all listed right there. So even if you click the link on the website there, it'll open that up. And RSS feed, the one on the right, get geeky, the really simple syndication RSS feed, you could pull into. Even Outlook has a feature where you can actually pull RSS feed in. So you technically would get an email with the audio file, which is kind of crazy. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think we are at the end of the show, and kind of crazy. Gotta make sure we go through, and guess it's time to thank our sponsors. What do you think?
Yes. Without them, we wouldn't be here.
That's right. Let's go ahead and thank those sponsors. PAECT and the PAECT Pod would like to thank our corporate council sponsors. Thank you to ClassLink, Max Cases, Go Guardian, and Bloom. Thank you to Sam Labs, DRC Data Recognition Corporation, and EduSpire. Tech, the next step. PAECT thanks these sponsors and thanks you for listening to another episode of the PAECT Pod. So thank you for listening to episode 25,
Yes.
May. The end is in sight.
Have a good night, everybody. See you in 2 weeks.
Hey, and remember,
PAECT, we are
the voice of EdTech
in Pennsylvania
and
beyond.
take care. Have a great night.
Night, everybody.